Not too long ago, we visited a small Canadian town called Sun Peaks for a catch-up with our friend and vacation rental guru, Matt Landau.
I often also think about early adopters.
Yeah,
We drove your Tesla here.
sure did.
We couldn't find an electric charger here.
Correct.
So there is a cost sometimes to being an early adopter,
Sure.
an inconvenience. And you're happy to plow through that because all the good outweighs that little inconvenience, I'm guessing. But I think for a lot of people who are not so tech savvy, those little inconveniences are blown out of proportion somehow.
100%. I mean, we live in a world where we depend on consistent power and a good Wi-Fi signal. And so if those sort of two basic human needs aren't there, it starts to unplug a lot of the magic that we can provide. But we've thought through things like that, whereas if there's an electrical strike and the power goes out, there's always backup codes on doors. There's always a redundancy plan in place so that you don't leave someone stranded out in the cold and the rain. That being said, those are very edge cases. There's always going to be an edge case, but to base your hypothesis around technology is scary and it's not for me against those edge cases is a fool's game. The benefits so incredibly outweigh the non-benefits that we usually talk with our customers obviously very all the time, and sometimes humans will unplug stuff even if you've got a sign on the base station saying do not unplug this, and they'll be like, oh, I'll just plug it in, I'll charge my phone up, and then boo, system goes down. And so sometimes we have to hide things around the house to make sure that you eliminate the human error. But on the balance, yes, it happens, but other things happen as well that old school, brass keys get lost, they snap off in locks. I mean, things do happen.
What did you end up doing with the charger? How are we getting home?
Well, I mean, this is a really cool story. I actually reached out to someone on AIRBNB this morning, and a local host who had on their property said I've got an EV charging station in my house, so I'm not even booking their place. And
you inquired?
Reached out, inquiry, and say, hey, bro, can I borrow your station for a few hours? I'm literally stranded in the Canadian North here, and no problem. My next guest doesn't arrive till tomorrow. Here's the door code to the garage, and in I went and plugged my car in. And so, again, when you're looking at what kind of people, what kind of passionate hosts are in the short-term rental market, they don't know me from a sack of hammers, right? They just don't know who I am, and they're letting me into their property to help a guy out who's stranded. And it was kind of one of those moments where I was, man, would I do that? But probably, but again, those are the kind of super hosts that exist out there. If I came back to Sun Peaks again as a guest, or if I had a friend who was coming to Sun Peaks, I can tell you who I'm going to send them to rent their place is the guy who helped me out.
Your bro.
My bro, who I probably will never meet, but I should probably leave a bottle of wine beside the Tesla charger.
Oh,
yeah, 100%.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Do you view sustainability, environmental initiatives wrapped into businesses like eco-friendly homes,
sure.
EV chargers as amenities, as an area for opportunity and growth?
For sure. One of the things that we do is we control smart thermostats, right? And so we, from just a pure wasting energy reduction perspective, we can do things as soon as a guest checks out, we can remotely bring the temperature in the house down to, a very low level, and then re-engage the thermostats maybe 3 or 4 hours before check-in of the next guest. We're dropping energy rates by 15, 20, sometimes even 25% for.
That's automatically set.
Automatically set. So, and again, because it's talking through the reservation system, through the smart locks, and everything's working in lockstep, that we know when you've arrived, and we know when you've checked out, and we know, getting cleaners in and dropping temperatures and ensuring that that things are happening in the most efficient way possible. When you look at even in the hotel space, like, those plastic cards that you get at the front desk, those cost a lot of money, but the amount of waste that is generated just from people going home with those things in their pockets, and then they throw them into the bin because they're no longer useful. Again, it's a very small thing, but it's staggering how many thousands of pieces of plastic are generated every year by every single hotel by guests just it's a throwaway thing. So we don't pretend to be, the saviors of the world at any place, in any way, shape, or form, but we do, as a company, want to provide eco-friendly solutions where possible. And I think that technology, as it continues to improve, there will be further innovation, especially in energy management, which is obviously topical right now with energy prices through the roof and all the things going on around the world. Really important that we're providing those solutions for our customers.
I think I'm pretty sure Booking.com is the only one right now that recognizes eco-approved homes.
100%.
But I'm sure the other ones, if they're not already, will begin.
Yeah, and even how I found this person this morning is they listed as one of the amenities an EV charging station inside their property. And those kind of little pieces, or little add-ons, they really help differentiate a property, but also you get a real good snapshot into the host.